What's up, everybody? It's your gangster rapologist back for another episode talking about gangster rap. I am a gangster rapologist, and you probably is too if you know shit about gangster rap. Today's topic is going to be Sir Mix-a-Lot, the Mack Daddy album. Came out in 1992. If I want to talk about some personal experience here, I remember being a kid, just being in these dudes' cars. I wasn't even old enough to drive, man. I was just hitting rides, getting picked up and going to the park, whatever. But man, people were playing this album like crazy. They had the tape. It was bumping, man. I was in the back seat of these cars with these serious fucking systems, just absorbing all the bass. Doom, doom, doom. It was fucking badass. The only Mix-a-Lot I heard before this was probably my Posse on Broadway, maybe the Seminar. I think I had that tape. I loved it. I loved it. Mix-a-Lot doing the buttermilk biscuits and all that. I was always a fan of Sir Mix-a-Lot. But this came out of nowhere for me. Of course, we didn't have like the internet or nothing, and I wasn't really checking out any magazines. So when this album hit, man, I was like, damn. This was badass, man. This was on some new Sir Mix-a-Lot level shit, man. He really upped his game from the last record. Posse on Broadway, that's a classic. That was on TV, MTV, the videos and all that. I can't forget it. Such a cool track. Probably one of my favorite Mix-a-Lot tracks. The one that got me hooked and made me a fan of Sir Mix-a-Lot was definitely my Posse on Broadway. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Mack Daddy. Now, if we go over some of the numbers on the record, it hit number 9 on the Billboard 200 and number 19 on the R&B and hip hop albums. Kind of low if you ask me, but it was certified platinum. How could it not be platinum? But that was the numbers, Not a lot of features on the album. I think there's some dude named The Wicked One, and as far as I can remember, that's on the Jack back. I think every track on this record is just pretty iconic. They're all different from each other. I mean, he's got hilarious songs on here. Swap Meet Louie, being one of them, where they're just selling this bootleg shit at the flea market, and at the end they get Sir Mix-a-Lot's tape in there, and they go busting whatever. It starts off with One Time's Got No Case. Just hilarious, man. Hilarious shit, but then there's this gangsta shit on here. Then there's this storytelling shit of cocaine, and this record is a trip. It takes you on a crazy trip. So what I want to do is I want to talk about the lyrics, the beats, my top 3 tracks, and it's no secret. I love this record. It gets an A+ for sure. It's a classic. Now, nobody would call you crazy if you said Sir Mix-a-Lot was a one-hit wonder, because Baby Got Back, yeah, that song is worldwide big stuff, But this record is so much more than Baby Got Back, so much more. And I want to dive into that and just give you my analysis, my retrospective, the revisit of Mack Daddy. So lyrics. So let's talk about the lyrics. Sir Mix-a-Lot always has a story to tell. Every song is so different from the last. In a time where lyrics were more impressive by the stories they told, and no one gave a damn about that backpack shit, Let's take the first song, One Time's Got No Case. A full story through 3 verses, writing like a small chapter in a book, full of hilarious stereotypes, a confrontation with the police. I mean, it goes all the way to a court battle where he wins, man. It's badass. The writing is just great on here. The beat is phenomenal. Perfect way to start the record. And it wasn't the 90s if the bass wasn't hitting. This whole record has the bass, and the radio was overplaying Baby Got Back, Mix-a-Lot didn't even have to sell out to some R&B shit for mainstream recognition. This track, One Time's Got No Case, is just an iconic track. It bumps to this day. And it wasn't the 90s if the bass wasn't hitting. This record is full of it, full of bass everywhere. The radio was overplaying Baby Got Back, Mix-a-Lot, he didn't even have to sell out to some R&B shit to get that mainstream recognition. This is an iconic track that just bumps to this day. It's been sampled countless times, and not even just by rappers. I'm talking like banks, fast food, and probably even prescription meds at some point. Who knows? It's just countless samples. I'm sure he's getting royalty checks to this day, you know. It's a hardcore record still, though, you know. The Jack Back, for example, they go killing Klansmen and Nazis. I mean, this track is so badass, you can almost call it like the official soundtrack for the Wolfenstein video game. You know what I mean? Just Nazis, you know, killing Nazis everywhere. The writing in this song is vivid, it's violent, and hilarious all at the same time. And you can say that a lot of the lyrics that Mix-a-Lot has here kind of have that. I mean, they're always funny. Like he's writing real shit, but he's always got like this humor in it. You know, it's like fun rap back when rap was fun. You know. Then later on we get to "I Am Your New God." Mix really elevates his storytelling here, putting himself in the shoes of cocaine. This could be his best storytelling yet. The entire track plays out like a movie. From the highs, the riches, the danger, and tragedy in the end. It sounds like a fucking movie, don't it? Mix is a genius. He might not be Nas, but the it factor cannot be denied. He had that star power. The album finishes off with a political vibe, where he defends his right to be packing. Second Amendment shit, you can say. It's a cool way to finish the record with something to make you think. I love it, man. All in all, the lyrics, the writing, everything is awesome on here. You listen to it, and it's one of those albums I say that make you feel like you just stepped out of a movie theater. You know, this is Sir Mix-a-Lot's life in 1992. I'm here for it. Now the beats. According to the wiki, Mix does his own drums and keyboards. That's a lot of producing. In the album, you'll find samples from Stevie Wonder, James Brown, Prince, plenty more. Every track on here bumps. And like I said, man, when I was a kid, I was in the back seats of these badass systems, literally just taking in all the bass from every song. And if my memory serves me correct, I'd say the biggest bass thumper on this record was Testarossa. The way that Mix uses cars, like when he's shifting, you know, and the beat's just switching up and changing, and he's like, you know, breathing hard, and man, it's genius. It's genius. Mix, he's always had this obsession with cars. This is probably his greatest car track. I know a lot of y'all be thinking, though, my hoopty would like to have a word, but this one's better. This one is awesome, man. And you know, for 1992, these beats were way ahead of their time. They sounded fresh, original, like nothing you'd ever heard. And maybe it's just a Seattle thing, I don't know, but it was just way different than any other tapes that I had. But even today, they still sound dope. Like he could have came out with this in 2025 and it would still sound like a masterpiece. Simply put, every beat is on point. Live drums, funky guitars, and he flows over it with ease. Like I said, this is when rap was fun. If I had to pick my favorite beat on this record, it'd probably be Mack Daddy. You know, it starts off with a funky groove and Mix is just laying his pimping down. The bass hits with some banging drums and funky horns. I love this beat. I love it. The Boss is back though. A low-key, heavy piano, real simple, still real funky shit with the actual word boss. Boss hitting in the back. A little sample from Hellraiser. I mean, the track has breaks and brings in some more of that piano key. It sounds hardcore, man. I can't really do it justice by trying to describe it, but The Boss is back. I love that OG record scratching by Punisher. It's one of the top tracks on here. You could argue any of these tracks would be top tracks. But look, like I said, every track just hits on this record. You know, it's kind of hard to decide if Mix's vocals are better than the beats, but to me, they just go hand in hand. That just means it's perfection. Mix always able to step up to the occasion, no matter how crazy dope his beats are. You can count on Mix to bring it. You know, that brings us to like our top 3 tracks on this record of the Mack Daddy. Number 3, man. This is my humble, uneducated opinion. In order of dopeness, here we go. Number 3, The Jack Back. This song is so hype. The lyrics, the beat, the scene at the start. Man, this is just that gangsta shit, and I'm here for it. Who doesn't like a track where you killing Nazis and Klansmen, you know? Mix just ain't backing down here. I mean, come on. They actually get to Hitler on this track, man. Like he's the final boss or some shit, you know. Um, the lyrics, all the writing, it's awesome, you know. You listen to this track and it's like, fuck yeah, man, the Jack back. All right, number 2, One Time's Got No Case. This is where Mix-a-Lot's storytelling really does shine. It's not just like, you know, he's throwing words out or he's trying to tell this story. Like, this has a beginning, the climax, the end with a good ending. I mean, come on, it's badass. Hilarious storytelling here. I love the beat. This is a killer way to start the record. The sound effects are cool as hell. When I heard this, I knew this album was going to be fire, man, because Mix was obviously on some new level shit. And my number 1 favorite track, Mack Daddy, the crown jewel. I can't even say more about this track that I didn't already say, but it's a memorable track. It's iconic. It's the title track. And it really goes under the radar, I think, as Mix's top songs go. Like, you know, people don't really talk about it. But I think it's his best track on this album. That is probably his best album made, period. Actually, I can say it is his best album made, period. Honorable mentions, though, you know, we got to get to some honorable mentions here. I'm Your New God, that Cocaine track, them wicked strings, the whole subject matter. He's a genius, storytelling genius. And you know we got to get to Baby Got Back, the timeless classic. The track to me was hella cool way before soccer moms took it as their post-yoga anthem, you know. It's a genius track from start to finish. Samples are sick, record scratching is sick, all of it. It's a timeless song, and the world loves it. But to me, you know, the record is so much more than that song. We know Mix would never top that track. Few rappers get such a gigantic hit that it pretty much buries the rest of their efforts. But for better or worse, this was it for Mix-a-Lot. Like I said, man, the dude is probably still getting royalty checks to this day from it. His grandkids will probably be eating from it. Outside of that, though, every other track I love. They all tell a story, they got some purpose, and all I gotta say is every track is dope. I go through this album, I never skip anything, man. I just play it, and it's just like second nature to me. I know all the lyrics, front to back. It makes for a classic record. This record is definitely a classic, but you know, it might be under the radar for some. Check out the record, though. Let me know what you think. Am I tripping? Oh, and this album is like 99% clean. That's a trip, man. But that is the revisit of the Mack Daddy record. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you think. What is your favorite track? Is it Swamp Meet Louie? Is it Testarossa? What did I miss? Sprung on the Cat. I love that, Sprung on the Cat. If you want to see some storytelling genius, check out Sprung on the Cat, man. Like, you're like in this guy's shoes. These guys are just simps making mistakes, giving keys to the cars to women. I mean, come on. Sprung on the Cat is also dope, man. I could talk about every track like this. Check out the record. That's going to be a wrap, man. I could keep going, but you know what? Go listen to some Mack Daddy. I'm going to do the same. Check out the rest of Sir Mix-a-Lot's albums. He's got some good shit out there, man. That's going to be a wrap. Peace out. Hit that subscribe and keep it gangsta, y'all. Keep it gangsta.